Good afternoon. Again, this video is later in the day, and sometimes you may have to wait if you need help until the video is posted in the afternoon because my planning that I actually have time to sit and do this is at the end of the day. So I'm going to go over what you were going to do today, and I'll be a little lenient on if you don't have it turned in by the end of the day, that's fine. Tomorrow we'll start revisions. I had students to work in a journal, so they wrote it in their journal, and then they will revise tomorrow and then type their final copy on Friday. But you can either open a new Google Doc for this writing assignment, or if you want to type it on the actual prompt and submit it on here, that's fine because I can always send it back with comments. So it says today's assignments. Today will be the first practice writing for the year. Please go to Classwork Unit 1 Graded Work tab and click on Read, Think, Write number 1. You will type the narrative you choose in the box, so you have two options. This whole Read, Think, Write is something that we are implementing this year as a whole school. So each week you will have a different type of writing assignment depending on the content area. So this week's ELA, next week, which I think Social Studies already has given you a writing assignment, and in the next week you'll have one probably in math or science. And we'll just keep alternating. So under Unit 1 Graded Work, you'll see the first assignment, number 1. And here are the two options. Option number 1 is actually a little more challenging because you're going to do a mashup. So once upon a time, think about some of your favorite classic fairy tales. What made them so entertaining? What if some of your favorite fairy tale characters had a story to tell together? Write a narrative mashing up two of your favorite classic fairy tales into one story. This is creative writing, so you may add characters and new settings. However, the original fairy tale characters and some plot details should remain the same. Option number 2. In today's world, online shopping is more popular than ever. In fact, Amazon is the leading U.S. e-commerce market, with net sales of $73,782 million generated in 2019. Write a narrative imagining a house where anonymous gifts start arriving at the doorstep. Things to consider. What do the boxes contain? Why are they arriving? So this is more of like a mystery. I know the question's always length. It does have to be a complete narrative story, so a beginning, middle, and end following the plot map, so exposition, rising action, a climax. Be sure to include at least 7 of the following words. The first few are vocabulary words for this week. You do not have to define fireplace, and none of this has to be sent to me, this vocabulary portion. It is just to boost your creativity because you have to look at the words and determine how would they best fit into your story. If you choose to use the number 7, I said to look up the symbolism of 7. Don't just say 7 boxes arrived. So we looked up the symbolism of 7 and together, so I will make that same for you. So it's perfection. It's the number of perfection. It's also associated with luck. So like lucky number 7. There's also 7 deadly sins, 7 world wonders. Completion. So this just kind of gives you some ideas to use with the number 7. Camouflage Morn Harmony Grove. This is the checklist from the state, and you can read what you need to have in your narrative. And by the way, your grade on this is, again, going to be completion. It may seem like right now it's so easy. All I have to do is do the assignment, and I'm going to get a check, or I'm going to get a completion. That is somewhat true right now, other than your IXLs, have to be at the 80%. 1 second, I'm going to have to start over.